is in chat. He is the leader of Team Vorpal. We are the game changers. Noting we're having some tracker issues. We're working on it right now. We also had some audio issues. Obviously, we fixed the audio issues, but we're going to still continue to work on the tracker issues. Fans, we'll bring that to you as soon as we can. Both players right now check the inn, find out how much gold the staying at the inn is, and they're off to the white and black magic shops.
All right, and light 3 for black magic. That's a great pickup right away. Started the game here at about 7:09 p.m. Since we don't have a timer going, we're just going to kind of manually refer back.
Harm 4 in the third slot of white magic, learnable by the red mage, so obviously white mage. Was that lightning 3 in black magic, it looked like?
It was. Lightning 2 and lightning 3. Obviously, the light 3 was the pickup.
edgefigaro on the right side of your screen is on his way. He's already honing in on the Temple of Fiends. Good long run, almost to the Temple of Fiends for the first encounter.
Yeah, pretty decent run. If they want to make use of that later, they surely can. I was about to make a point that the save items here, the only ones we have available so far were houses, and they were pretty expensive. Then Edge picks up 7,000 gold in ordeals, or not ordeals, in TOF, so he's going to be able to at least get one.
Unrunnable Wolf Pack for Tristal. He's got to use a Lightning 3 shot here. But remember, he's got the Rainbow Party, so he's got multiple Lightning 3 shots along with the Harm 4 shot from the Red Mage.
Just a little bit more money there at the top left, so yeah, having 2 light 3 casters early is going to make this pretty easy. I think. 2 down already for Edge, having a little bit more of a rough time.
Oh, 3 down for edgefigaro. Now he's trying to get away. He can't get away. edgefigaro has perished.
All right, so a wipe early like this, it's unfortunate, but it's not too hard to recover from. This shouldn't be too big of an issue for him if he can just pick himself back up. He knows the chests at the top left have barely any money, so he's going to skip them.
Yeah, he'll get definitely the left lower chest. Now, against this type of competition, whether it's Tristal or edgefigaro, Falconic, does that rattle you quite yet, or does it concern you, or is it just too early?
No, this, as good as these guys are, and they're fantastic, they're human. They make mistakes. Look back at game 1. Tristal spent a good part of 30 minutes because he decided to make a gamble and skip a few chests that ended up having the key in it. So, no, one wipe this early is not even on my mind as being something.
Tristal has taken out Garland. He's picked up the slab from Princess Sarah and the ship from the king.
Okay, so we've got some mobility on the high seas. We'll see which direction they want to go with that.
edgefigaro has taken out Garland now. He's going to pick up his ship and his slab, probably about 10 seconds behind. Good even match for 2 players. Tristal MTG, champion of the original league, original tournament, excuse me. Tristal MTG, co-league champion, looking to defend his title here in the 2018 spring tournament. edgefigaro looking to make a name for himself. Number 1. edgefigaro is number 1 in SRL points for this game of Final Fantasy Randomizer. Not an easy feat to get there. He's earned that spot.
Yeah, not only is he number 1, he's number 1 by a mile. I think there's only one person semi-close to him, and then it's the rest of the competition. So he's been on a hot streak lately.
Question from
in chat. Yep, go ahead.
Crab Cakes in chat asking if this is the first game. It is not. It is the second game. Tristal MTG took the first game last night. Tristal's up 1-0. Looking to go ahead and eliminate edgefigaro and move on in this Shark Tank of a Red Dragon bracket.
Yeah, normally SRL points, nobody really cares about them in most games. This game, in our community, there's so many practices going on each and every day that they almost kind of serve to stand as a semi-decent benchmark just because of how often people run. You get enough runs in, and that score starts to become a little bit more of an average and a real good indicator. Not the best by any means, but still, he's been on a hot streak, and he is top spot.
Ice 2, Temper, Quad X. Available in the Black Magic level 2, the ever important White Magic level 2, learnable by the Red Mage and the Knight. Any slot you want, life 1, very important.
All right, so a little bit of a hiccup here with the restream on my side here, but Tristal's on the Pirates. It looks like Edge, and again with that early wipe, we talked about it. Really didn't cost him too much time. He's neck and neck with him.
Yeah. Tristal went ahead and did a little bit of shopping, checked out the spells. edgefigaro not messing around. This tells me right here that he wants this game, and he wants this badly, which I think we all kind of know he does. He doesn't mess around with the magic shop. He has directly in the pirates. Fires off lightning 3. He's going to take out his pirates. Meanwhile, Tristal he's picked up the crystal.
Got the crystal. We've got a ship already, so we don't have to make the long walk. We can just kind of take that easy dock or easy port next to her and find out what she's going to give.
Cabins, 32 gold. Our players have got to like to see that instead of just the house option.
Especially with $3,000 houses, yeah.
Yeah. edgefigaro heading over to the armor shop looking for pro rings and gold bracelets. Doesn't find it, but does dig out chain armor, potentially for his double fighter.
It looked like for a second he was debating going ahead and buying iron for both of his knights. 700 gold put a stop to that quick.
In Viz 2, Ruse, and Life, strong selections of magic all around the board for level 2 magic. I like it. Life 1, Temper, Ice 2. I think that's going to help our runners. Meanwhile, Tristal MTG is on his way now. He's headed toward Matoya's cave. Turn in that crystal and get 3 chests.
Oh yeah, Edge gonna reap the benefits of having 2 warriors there with not only Ruse but Life as well. If you have a knight that can have Life and Topher, they're basically unkillable at that point unless something seriously goes wrong. Nice pickup.
The Imp's giving Tristal a little bit of a hard time here, but it shouldn't be too long before he gets away, and he does. We'd like to thank Minochi85. Minochi was scheduled to go ahead and commentary this match. He has actually stepped up. He's taking care of our restreaming tonight. He's got the tracker going. Falconic FF, Team Vorpal, the game changers stepping in. Thank you for joining me tonight, and thank you certainly to Minochi for taking care of the restreaming tonight. Was that Thunder?
That was Thunder from Creeps, yeah. Took him out. There's a wipe. So we're 1 wipe apiece, and take a look at your screens. We are neck and neck.
Neck and neck. That doesn't surprise me at all. I would think that this is going to continue for the next 90 minutes or so. That would be my guess.
Yeah. With these 2 guys, this might not even last 90 minutes.
Yeah, good point. Lightning 3 from Tristal taking out some ogres early. edgefigaro is the first to Matoya's cave.
Pure silver dagger and another stack of money, but what does Matoya have? Matoya's got the crown. So a little bit of a shakeup with this fetch quest. Instead of the crown leading to Matoya's going to lead to the crown. Maybe the crown leads to the herb?
Could be.
Could be.
Could be the canoe. Could be the floater. Could be the cube. Could be the canal. That would probably be the most interesting thing if this fetch quest comes out to be the canal, because then it's a sort of thing. Here we go.
Then it opens up. I'm still, it might sound a little cruel, but I'm still waiting for one of these seeds where we see TFC rear its ugly head again, maybe with something like the floater.
We have not seen TFC as a key lock chest. It's very odd. It's in the Sea Shrine. You can only get to it with the Mystic Key, and oftentimes you're digging around the Sea Shrine without the Mystic Key. And you need the Mystic Key to access that chest, and it's been quite a while. If it's ever happened, I've never seen it.
Well, here's your, I think this level 3 black magic was crafted just for you, Will. We've got Brack, we've got Nuke, we have Bane.
Brack, Nuke, and Bane I want in this game. Let's make it a 3-man right now.
I didn't get a chance to catch the white, but E-Tap in chat, as always, extra, soft, wall, and invis. Wall's a great pickup.
Fade is in level 4. It's in the 4th slot. It's going to be locked out to the red wizard, and obviously Tristal will have options for that because he has a white mage on his party.
Yeah, so you're going to start to see, because of the way the spells lined up in the Rainbow Party, Tristal's got access to all the spells, but if Edge can find decent gear, decent equipment, he's going to be more melee heavy. So it really depends on what kind of bosses we see. There's the canal you talked about, though.
Yeah, there it is. It has opened up. That's what we thought. The vendor item has been located. It is in Elfland. It's we're going to call it 20,000 gold. It's the tail.
Tail for 20,000.
What are you doing here, Falconic, if you're Tristal? And obviously edgefigaro is headed there right now. You got the ship and you got the canal. That's, to me, that's screaming something.
Yeah, I think most people right now would say friends don't let friends dive marsh. And I agree with that, but there's also the saying that friends don't let friends do earth without rod, and I'm a fan of that play because nobody else is going to do it, and if it pays off, you are set. I
am too. Not a very popular play. Falconic, you just said it. You would go to Earth Cave here potentially. I would go to Earth Cave here potentially. I would think that the right play, Fuchsia Fantasy, you're joining us in chat, Would be Crescent Lake, I would think.
Crescent Lake, or if you were truly, truly bold, we've got the canoe, yeah?
We do
No,
not
we
have
don't
the
have
canoe.
canoe. Yeah, so we can't go and do ordeals yet.
Mhm.
Yeah, Crescent Lake, it's a free item pickup, and you kind of have to incentivize those spots. So, yeah, I
Mhm.
would do Crescent Lake, and depending on what we got there, if it's me, I'm doing Earth before March for sure.
Gold bracelets are for sale. They are in Elfland. Again, about 20,000 gold. Is he going to Marsh, Falconic? I like this. Friends
It
don't let
looks
friends
like
die.
he is.
He's not. Oh,
He
he's
is.
turned back. He's good. Is this? He is. Wow.
Fuchsia pointing in chat though, there's no such thing as Marsh. So yeah, I have no idea where he's going. Just checking out the water, the ocean here.
I like this. If I was playing against Tristal, which I have before, it's my opinion personally that you gotta make a move. If I was Edge Figaro and Edge Figaro's skills, I wouldn't think I need to make a move because he's that good. But he's making it. I like it. Let's see if it pays out.
Yeah, I mean, we saw in game one, Tristal won't do Marsh unless he's checked everything off. And when he forgot that key in Sea Shrine and had nowhere else to go, he made that Marsh dive. So if there's something here, Tristal's not going to find it until there's no other moves left on the
Right. Edge Figaro gets ambushed now by some undead. I like this move a lot better with access to warp or exit. Players don't have that to my knowledge unless we missed it. I don't think so. But I still like the play. Edge Figaro trying to make something happen. Meanwhile, Tristal's going to make use of that canal. He's headed towards Melmond.
It looks like he's just going to go. He's skipping Melmond. We're not even going to check those magic shops. We're going to go straight to Crescent. We talked about this. You know you have a guaranteed item from the sages there. On the chance it's a floater, the world opens up. It's a smart move.
I would certainly think that it's the canoe. I mean, it could be the floater. You could find the canoe certainly somewhere else in a chest. But I would think that it's the canoe to open it up not quite that much, but just to cause a little bit more confusion.
Let's say we get floater, and I'm just calling this because I want to see it. Floater from the sages, canoe in Marsh.
Ooh, it could be. Edge Figaro has checked the top part of Marsh. He found a couple bucks, a heal potion, and a fear potion. Immediately resets. He's going down to the bottom.
Yeah, you have to. You've made the decision. Come here. You were hoping top was going to pay off, but it didn't. So down you go. And really, and chat was pointing this out, Edge has to hope that there's something, and of course he does, but hope that something's here that's progression, because otherwise you give Tristal enough of a lead and he'll run with it. So
yeah, you cannot spot anyone elite. Really, the competition in this entire tournament has been top notch. You can't spot anyone anything.
Yeah, from veterans and rookies alike. We've got two people in the Final Four, well, potentially one person in the Final Four that just started playing in April, and the other one started playing in May. So
yeah, guaranteed one player who just started either in April or May is in the Final Four. They've gotten through this minefield of people and players and veterans and risk takers to get there. We'll get to that a little bit later. Crescent Lake for Tristal MTG now.
He's about to run into the wizard trap tile here on Edge's side, and they ambushed. That's not good. Not hitting too hard, though. They've definitely hit harder before, but Light 3 should take him out. Canoe. Okay. So that opens up Ice Cave. That opens up Volcano. We've got a little bit of a pretty standard routing here. Where do you go first?
I would check my levels, check my magic. There's an incentivized item in Ice Cave. That's a good thing. I would get some levels and head directly to Ice Cave. Level 3 nuke. You've got a life spell. 2 nuke casters. If I was Tristal MTG, I would go for that incentivized item and hope as FLOATER.
I think me and you would deviate there. We'd have a little bit of a little separate routing. I think I would go to Volcano, if nothing else but for the first floor. There's just so many chests, and again, we're looking for 4 loose items. And I hate the Ice Cave, so that's...
Edge Figaro's gamble early to Marsh Cave is a complete and total bust. He's out of there, though. There's nothing in there, no progression. There are still 3 locked chests that could come into play later, but the odds of Marsh Cave being acquired are very slim at this point. Edge made his move. I liked the move. I think a lot of people would hate the move. He made it. Didn't work out. He's onto it. It's an early game move. We'll see how much it costs him, but it's early. He can come back from that. He's got the skills to do that.
Well, yeah, and optimistically, you look at the play here. He didn't wipe in there, so he knocked it all out in one run. It was quick. Yes, it was out of the way. It turned out to not kind of benefit him any, but 5-10 minutes. And again, you don't want to spot Tristal anything, but Tristal's human. If something bad goes wrong for him, Edge is the type of player that can make up that gap quickly.
Did either player check the 2 chests in Dwarf Cave?
No, I don't think we've seen Dwarf Cave just yet.
Level 10 for Tristal MTG now. I played a practice round where that floater was sitting in the 2 chests in Dwarf Cave that are both right there. So neither player has checked that out. I can't think that Edge will check it. We'll see if he stops by and does.
I mean, I hope he does. Again, with these flags that we have for the round of 16, there's 4 loose items out in the world. Obviously, math says it's going to be somewhere with chest density, but there's no reason it couldn't be here either. So you check everywhere, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Edge is headed towards the Dwarf Cave. Where is Tristal going?
Tristal, I believe, is doing ordeals. Yep. All right, so Edge, smart play there, saved in the water, checked the 2 chests. It didn't pan out, so he quickly resets. He's on his way over to Crescent.
You know what we call that, Falconic?
Does it rhyme with Schmetterin Schmoove?
It does. Veteran move from edgefigaro. He saved in the middle of the ocean, knew exactly where he was. Wanted to check the 2 chests in Dwarf Cave, which we just talked about. Goes in there, finds a couple of sticks. Hits reset. Hits reset. He's back in the middle of the ocean, and he's on, continuing his adventure here. Veteran move from edgefigaro.
Yeah, I would expect nothing less from him. So it'll be interesting to see. And this is where Tristal's going from one of the incentivized locations. If the floater's not here and Edge decides to do ice like you said you would do and the floater is there, maybe a little bit of a gap closer here.
Yeah, it's so interesting, Falconic, because I would get levels and I would do ice. Still got some levels. He's headed to ordeals, and you would go volcano. Let's see what in the world Edge does. So many different options, so many different types of strategies, and wow, did Tristal make quick work of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like a pretty easy one to navigate through. The one thing I do like about ordeals is it's potentially a great place to pick up some levels. So if you were talking about gaining levels to go to ice, this is a good place to do that and cross off one of the other incentivizers.
Zombo is a very common encounter here as Figueroa picks up his canoe from the Circle of Sages. And that early access to Harm 4, I think that might have been one of the driving factors taking Tristal to Castle Ordeal.
Yeah, Harm 4 and Nuke on the table. Oftentimes you would have seen a pop grind as well, but without airship, you have to make the walk all the way there and back. I can understand why.
Edge Figueroa has his canoe. He's out of Crescent Lake. He didn't take a couple fights. He's doing some paddling, Falconic. Where's he going?
He is. If he's got double knights, I have to imagine he's going to go Volcano. He wants to gear them up as quickly as possible, and Volcano is stacked with chests on that second floor.
Tristal firing off some nukes into some sorcerers now. Level 11 for Tristal. We're not sure where Edge is, but he's definitely a little bit lower. Level 5 and 6, it looks like, for Edge Figueroa.
And he is doing that Volcano play. ETAP in chat asking if anyone has transited to Slab. I don't think anyone's even been to Melman yet.
Nope. Both players bypassed it. Edge Figueroa enters the Volcano now. He's going to get a look at a nice, good chest density here. See if he gets anything. Double fighter.
Here's the problem, though, is Edge is taking my advice, and I'm 3-2 sitting at home during the playoffs. So I don't know if this is a good move or not, but it's the one I would have done.
Sitting at home, sitting in the booth with Will Cleosis. I tell you what, Falcon, though, I wouldn't rather have anyone else. Unless it's one of my other tag team partners, of course, but certainly welcome to join me. And is that the Bane Sword?
It is. Bane Sword for Tristal pickup. Canuck, the tracker today, Hangry Canuck, gets all the love in the world. I don't know why he's in chat saying no love. We love you, Canuck. Don't worry about it.
The Hangry Canuck taking care of our tracking tonight. There it is.
Ooh, floater. So Tristal making the move, and the move pays off.
Oh.
Okay, so if you're Edge, you've got to hope.
We just wiped.
You're not going to see floater. Pick up maybe some sort of weapon, Hasman, some armor, something that'll get you going here. He needs levels.
Edge Figueroa wipes to birds. I believe they had cremate. He was gonna wipe. He just went ahead and quickly reset.
Mhm.
Now, how are you feeling here, Falconic, if you're Edge Figaro? With the Marsh Dive and now a wipe in Volcano, are you starting to get a little bit more nervous, or?
I mean, I don't know if I'm nervous, but I'm starting to feel like something needs to go my way here soon. Right? If he finds a good weapon, if Armory pays off here, he's gonna feel a little bit better. But I mean, it's Tristal, so you know that he's gonna be fast at whatever he does. Maybe he misses an item, makes a mistake, but he's gonna quickly recover. So
Yes, very quickly. I can tell you this: Tristal MTG has one loss so far in this entire tournament. He lost to Will Cleosis, and one of the reasons that he lost to Will was he skipped the Volcano Armory and go-moded the Volcano. He made that conscious decision. Located in that armory was something called, I believe it was the Masmoon. There was the Power Gauntlet in there, but he did that. And a lot of people would say that it maybe cost him the match. It's his only one loss. I can't think that he would ever do that again. Oh.
All right, so Oxyel and also a ribbon. He picked up a ribbon in Armory, so this is good. I mean, it's better than it not paying out at all, obviously. It's not quite the floater. But yeah, here we are 20 minutes in. You were talking about, does he feel nervous? I think both of these guys expect to have a Fiend down around the 30-minute mark, and we're 10 minutes out from it.
Right, definitely getting into that. Tristal is in his boat now. He is sailing and sailing. It's a level 7 for Edge Figaro. Tristal took a couple extra fights in the zombie dragons. He's hovering around level 13. He's looking to get his airship. I can only think that the next place for Tristal might be this volcano.
Yeah, I would imagine. Well, knowing Tristal and the way he likes to put his foot on the gas pedal and just go. He's got the levels. He's got airship. He doesn't have warp or exit, but I don't think that's going to stop him from going Ice Cave if he really wanted to.
I would think a Edge Figaro burning off encounters now, resetting, using his skills and knowledge of the encounter table to re-enter the volcano. I would think a trip to Melmon's probably going to come pretty soon for what you just said. Warp exit potentially, also obviously translating the slab. So I think that that's coming up as well.
And we're going to have the old man pick up here. We're going to see what Sarda's got for us.
Cube. Oh!
That's the key. Key from Sarda.
More options open up for Tristal now.
So we'll see if he makes a beeline straight for him. You can hit Melman. You can translate your slab. Looks like what he's going to do. And then you can go Northwest Castle. You can do Dwarves, which he'll check the 2 chests, find out it's just 2 sticks.
Tristal enters the Melmond armor shop looking for one thing, and he finds it, and they're cheap.
Pro Ring. 2K. Very, very cheap for that.
Meanwhile, Edge Figaro starts to delve deeper now into the Gurgu Volcano.
Well, Edge did pick up an item in the armory that's a little bit underutilized, especially here. He got the Wizard Staff. So maybe, if he's feeling bold, he's already done a Marsh Cave dive, so he's already kind of throwing a few gambles out there. Maybe he tries to take out Carry.
And does the wipe in Volcano and the failed Marsh Cave play, does it make... Oh!
TNT. 2 key items here in Volcano. I think where you were going with was, does that push him to start making more gambles because he's already behind?
Correct.
Yeah, I think it does. I think Oh, never mind. Not anymore. Not with 2 men. I think this just turned into an information dive.
Now what? He's moving he's going to continue. He's moving his armor around, clearly. He can't reset anymore.
He can't reset. I think what he does here, though, is he tries his best to make it to the northwest side of this room to check every chest, so that if and when he does wipe, which is pretty inevitable at this point, he knows he doesn't have to come all the way back up here. Unless something's found.
Right. Aegis Shield, 25,000 gold found in Northwest Castle Keylocked. What about a move on a couple of Agamas to get some levels and make sure you take out Carry from Edge Figaro? That could be an option.
With 2 guys, if he had better armor, I would say so, but I don't think he's got the armor to take out an Agama solo.
I think you're right.
Northwest is a bust, so if he does wipe, he won't be coming back up here, so that's a little bit of a time save.
Tristal picks up his tail, I believe, now.
He'll do the same thing here on Edge's side. He's going to try to cross off this top right room unless something good's found. So heal.
Nothing.
So when he comes back through here, if he comes back through here, he can just go straight down to the Agma room.
Tristal continues his shopping in Elfland, stocking his arsenal for probably the rest of the game. Heals, tents, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, you do spend a little bit of time doing it, but at some point you have to. So you might as well do it while you've got the money and while you're there.
Mm-hmm. Key locked Elfland Castle, a couple bucks, the Falconic sword, a short sword, and an opal gauntlet.
So Edge, not even worrying about that top
He's
right.
gonna. Wizard staff has got to be what he's banking on, I would think.
Yep. He's gonna try carry. So we talked about it. That the wizard staff, it only has one real purpose. It casts confuse when used as an item in battle, and carry's about one of the only ones that is susceptible to that. So.
Uh-oh, this is trouble though. He's got to get away, and he does.
He did get away.
Does he have the wizard staff on the fighter?
I think he moved it to the black mage.
He's got the wizard
staff.
staff.
On the fighter. He's
gonna attack.
Nuke, yeah. Okay.
197 from Nuke. Look out! It's thunder from Carry.
He survives though, on both characters. If
wizard staff ineffective. Round 2 from the wizard staff. I confused. He got her. He got her.
He got her, and I like the move. He did Quad X instead of another nuke.
Quad X, veteran move! Quad X erased and terminated. edgefigaro takes out Carry at level 7 with 2 light warriors.
Wow. Okay, so you talked about it. You made a few gambles. They didn't pay off. So here you are against Tristal on a lose and go home match. What other options do you have than to just start swinging for the fences and hit a home run?
That's why, Falconic, I said it a little bit earlier. It's on record now. I'm telling you, edgefigaro is going to be a champion in this a lot sooner than later, and that's your example right there. He had a plan. We questioned real quick. Hold on, does he have the wizard staff over there? Okay, he's going to try to confuse Carry. She's susceptible to status attacks and fire nuke. Great plan, and then he planned on hitting her with Quad X afterwards. Wow. 1 orblet for edgefigaro, 1-0 Edge.
Yeah. It was a fantastic move. I'd hate to bring chat down on this one. Maybe someone's already pointed it out. He skipped a few chests along the way to make the move. He had to. He had no other choice. We're gonna find out if something is in that chest. 2
chests, I think, Falconic. It was the Agama chest that's really guarded, and the red dragon.
2 on those floors. I don't know if he skipped any chests on B2. I know he did the armory, and he did the 2 north of the armory. I don't know if he did the winding path.
Meanwhile, Tristal MTG has class change. He's starting to raid the Cardia Islands now. He picks up a flame sword, the defense, and the bottle.
All right, so Tristal's still with a clear lead here. But Edge, he's not ready to call it quits just yet. He's got some moves up his sleeve, and he's already shown one of them.
Tristal has warp. He starts to use it now. I believe that was in 6. We've got 3 of our 4 loose items located. 2 of them in the volcano. It's the Oxyale and the TNT. The bottle is in Cardia Islands. Very accessible.
So we're going to find out here shortly. If Edge decides to go to Ordeals and pick up his floater, or if he decides to trek it all the way to turn in that TNT.
He's leaving. He's
grinding.
Okay. He doesn't feel comfortable. I can understand that, maybe.
Well, if he's grinding, that tells me that he's going one of 2 places. It's got to be either Ordeals, where he thinks he needs more levels, or he's going to make the Ice Cave dive, which isn't a bad play, but he's going to know the floater's over in Ordeals.
Other options are on the table. We've already seen the vendor item. He does have Oxyale. If someone really wants to gamble, here, Sea Shrine is on the table. The Waterfall could potentially be on the table. I wouldn't do that without Warp or Exit. Earth Cave is on the table. There's a lot of options out there, but a lot of them are better than the other ones.
And unfortunately, all those options are much quicker to get over on Tristal's side with the airships. The bottle turns into Ruby. Let's see what that turns into with the 4 chests that he's going to be able to pick up from Titans, if he even goes there.
The bottle yields the Ruby. Tristal now heading towards the Fane. He's going to turn in his translated slab. He's looking for something here. Could be adamant. Could be the cube, the loot, a lot of different things. Rod, maybe.
Where is Edge going? Edge could go left. If he starts going south any bit here. Nope. I thought maybe he was going to make the quicker route over to Ordeals, but
Ordeals is probably... I mean, Edge stopped to take a couple fights, to get some levels. I would think that Ordeals is very doable for him. I would think that he looks to go there.
Yeah, I think what he might be doing is just stocking up here in Elfland, maybe picking up spells. Maybe he saw some armor he wanted, and then the bottom port being used here for Elfland tells me that he's probably just going to go
South.
from Elfland. It's straight south.
Yeah. It's level 8 for Tristal MTG now. We believe edgefigaro is right around, level 14 for Tristal. We believe it's level 8 for edgefigaro now.
Edge does pick up his tail, so the slab translated turns into the adamant. So Tristal's probably going to have to double dip here unless he waits until he finds the TNT somewhere. We know the TNT is going to be in Volcano.
Yeah, you would more than likely end up double dipping the dwarf cave, but I don't think he's checked those key lock chests. He was probably specifically waiting for at least one key item, and now he's got it. Maybe.
It's possible. I mean, Tristal he routes phenomenally, so
yeah.
if he's skipping an area, you can be sure it's not because he forgot it, because he's got a plan in mind.
Edgefigaro is not headed towards Castle Ordeals. He's headed toward Melmond and potentially the Earth Cave.
Well, we talked about earlier, he did Marsh because he felt that was the move Tristal wouldn't do. Maybe he does Earth, thinking Tristal won't do this either. Beef curry,
going right.
No timer yet because we had a little bit of tracking issues to start off with. The match started at 7:09 though, 7:09. So we are 31 minutes in.
Edgefigaro headed to turn the TNT in. Tristal headed to turn in the Adamant. Both going to the Dwarf Cave now.
We'll see which one pays out a little bit more than the other. Adamant gives the bridge, so Tristal gets a little whammied.
Edgefigaro needs this here. He needs to the loot, maybe even the rod. The rod might,
Oh.
The cube.
I would have wanted the rod. He's right here next to Earth. He would have gone through Earth, maybe picked up a couple levels along the way and gotten a second thing.
White shirt has been picked up for Tristal now. It's in the keylock chest.
All right, so where to? Your edge, you're back in your ship.
Melmon for level 5 spells, but he's not going. He's going Ordeals. I've seen this. I've watched edgefigaro before. I know he loves Ordeals. He loves Ordeals early. He's going south. His routing tells me that he is headed to the right place.
I hope so. That's the right move here. He's going to pick up his floater if he does, and then it's going to be all about how does he route from here, and does Tristal face any kind of adversity? Because that's what Edge needs right now.
That TNT Falconic that was in the volcano, was that the upper right chest of the 4th or 5th floor? Kind of out of the way?
It was. It was the room just north of the Agma chest.
Okay. That we see a lot of players skip. In this round of 16, I can't think of many players skipping it. Could be a potential storyline in the future.
Tristal's the type of player that would make that move. In his mind, he would look at that and say it's only 2 chests. It's just not worth it mathematically. But not after game 1, where that same decision bit him. He won't do that again.
I guarantee that as well. Edgefigaro has entered Castle Hills now. Tristal MTG made quick work of this. It was like 2 minutes. We'll see if Edge can pick up that. He did too. Look at that.
One of the fastest ordeals I think I've ever seen. That's insane.
Wow. Edgefigaro's got to feel good about this now. He gets the Zombo fight. He's going to try to catch up in levels a little bit. Meanwhile, Tristal doing a little bit of shopping, routing in, picking up these spells for his knight.
Feels pretty bad that Edge is 2 knights over here, and he's swinging a silver dagger and punching with hands at the 35 minutes in now.
Tristal is entering the volcano now. 2 loose incentivized items in here. The Oxiel, very accessible. In the armory, the TNT is on, I believe that's floor 4?
4 or 5, yeah. I've learned this neat little trick in my time commentating the past month where I just throw out a word, and if it's wrong, chat just corrects me. So I'm going to say it's 4-5. All right, Tristal picking up his first ribbon. So there's half a point for you fantasy owners. All right, Edge found what he was looking for. He's got the floater.
Oxyale pickup for Tristal now. He's found it in the Volcano Armory. We like to remind you this is the last match of the Sweet 16. Tristal leads 1-0. edgefigaro must win this match to force a rubber match in this best of 3 to move on. That would be the last match in the Sweet 16. Tristal wants to take out edgefigaro, move on in this Shark Tank of a Red Dragon bracket, and move on to the Elite 8. That will start up in a few days here. 2018 Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament. What games we have had, Falconic. Unbelievable. The play-in race, we were both in it. How unbelievably fun was that?
Fun would be the word for the first hour and 20 minutes, and then it was pure frustration to wipe the chaos 3 times on my side. But yeah, fun overall.
Yeah. It was great. The production was great. It was great for the fans and certainly great for the community. We certainly had a good time. We'd like to thank Randomania again for putting that on, hosting us tonight. Fans, thank you for bringing us into your home. Minochi85, the Buzzsaw, the undefeated Minochi85, bringing you the restream tonight. Thank you very much, Minochi, for taking care of that. And the Hangry Canuck taking care of our tracking. Thank you, sir.
All right, so Edge has the floater. He is instantly making a trek over to turn that in, or to put it to use and get his airship. He's probably going to go straight to Sarda. I think that's a pretty standard move, and pick up his key, and then the world is his. So my hopes for a TFC kind of ruining the nights for our runners is out the window, because if they do want to check it, they've got the key. Hyenas with Thunder. That feels bad.
We found 3 of the 4 loose items. 2 of them in the volcano, the Oxyal and the TNT, the bottle, very, very accessible, in the Cardia Islands in a free chest. Ooh. How did he lose 2 warriors?
Thunder from Hyenas.
Ugh. edgefigaro picks up his Mystic Key. There's going to be 1 loose item out there still. That is most definitely edgefigaro's biggest chance right now. He is a little bit behind in the biggest wild card by far. Rod and Loot. Adamant is also out there as well, but that that won't help him. That is a dead end for him. So Rod and Loot we would certainly think is out there in the world. Good luck finding it.
Yeah, I don't know. You've got 1 more loose item to find. You've got your Oxyale, and I think we've talked about this plenty of times.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense to go left to Kraken to see if it's along the way. But I think the 2 times we've called that out, the runners have done something different and paid off. I don't know what to say. All right, Edge has his bottle now and his defense sword, so if he class changes, which he should here very, very soon, he'll at least have a decent weapon for once. He's been swinging that silver dagger for just a little bit too long. Bifu Curry in chat, we have Fetch Quest Shuffle turned on, so turning in the Adamant to the Blacksmith is not going to give the X-Cal. They're actually going to find the X-Cal potentially in a loose chest, and it's not one of the 4 incentivized items in those loose chests, so it's just a random sword and a random chest at this point.
The Excalibur could have been the Iron Gauntlet that edgefigaro just dug out of the Cardia Islands and reset out of. It is not an incentivized item. It's nothing special. It is as good as a Copper Gauntlet as far as finding something.
So Tristal finding that ribbon early is going to pay off huge for him because he threw it immediately on that White Wizard. White Wizard has life too, so at this point, unless something just physically beats his White Mage down, which, I mean, there are plenty of enemies that love to do that, he should be able to pick everyone up and keep on rolling. So wipes are going to be hard to come by if you're hoping for a edge victory here over on Tristal's side.
Reaching the 40-minute mark now. We're closing in on 40 minutes. 1 Orblet for edgefigaro. We think he's a little bit behind. He made an an early Marsh dive. Did not pay out at all. Tristal took a lead. Got the floater early. It took Edge a little bit of some more time to pick up that floater. So we think Tristal's in the lead right now, but Edge doing okay. He's got the
He
class
is.
change.
He is. I was just thinking there's one scenario that if this happens, I think it might be GG. And of course, Topher being the equalizer, you can never truly say that. But if Tristal checks the chests here on Volcano that Edge skipped, and it's got that fourth loose item,
Oh,
I think it's at that point.
yeah, he has checked Volcano B2. A Sun Sword did come out of that.
Mhm.
But here, we'll see if Tristal checks the Red Dragon chest and the top guarded Agama chest. Well, and we'll get to see those contents that Edge Figaro did not. He wasn't in the position. He couldn't check up. There was no way.
He couldn't. He barely got out the way he did. But yeah, I would bet your next paycheck that he checks every chest here. Tristal's not going to skip
Yeah.
anything. Adversary, we started at 7:09 Eastern.
I don't believe we've seen the herb. It's the
No,
herb.
not yet. So that could be one we pick up, maybe from the robot.
Could be.
Tristal is going to check this chest here in front of the Agma.
Hmm.
All right, Agama's not too beefy. Just mine.
Yeah.
Could be a grind spot, I guess, if Edge decides to go back. But I can't imagine he's going to go back there until he's ready to make a push.
Mm-hmm. Tristal is on the Fire Fiend floor. Carry headed directly to the Red Dragon chest. Couple of fights here in his way, though.
Couple fights. We already seen the Agma only had about 250 health, so that's going to be quick. We'll see if the Red D has anything else that's a little bit more deadly, but
One ribbon located for both players. It was in the volcano.
it was
No
armory.
armory. Endgame weapons. The defense sword has been located by both players. I believe that was in the volcano as well. Volcano held the TNT, the Oxio. Endgame weapons, not quite there yet. The versatile Mazmoon has not been found. The game changer, the Vorpal. Both players unable to locate that at this point. I can tell you this Edge Figaro is probably interested in that game changer with his double knight.
Yeah, you can sure bet he wants to find the Mazmoon, the Vorpal, the Excon, the loose chest. One thing we just saw, this could potentially favor Edge. Those chests he skipped had nothing. So either he forgets to check them, or he just makes another gamble, which I would bet's the case that there's nothing there.
Yeah, definitely.
But again, like I said earlier, I don't think he checks those until he's done everything else. And if he does everything else, he's going to find the fourth loose item, and he's going to know he doesn't have to.
TFC could play a potential role here, Falconic. You've been talking about it as well. Predictions on where that fourth item might be. Potentially, we think it might be the herb that could lead to the loot or the rod, but it's going to be important. Predictions on where that might be.
I'm going to go ahead and say that the robot gives us the chime, and then that's going to give us the ability for Logic to place the herb in Skycast.
Okay. Could be. I like it. I'm thinking something's in the Earth Cave.
I love items landing in Earth Cave. Absolutely love it. And again, if you map everything out, if you take a look at the step counts in all of the dungeons, the chests in Sea Shrine are further to get to than the chests are in Earth. So I think it's just the fact that you're routed a very specific path in Earth. You don't have free reign to walk that people don't like it. But Sea Shrine's harder hitting enemies, more, I would say, deadly enemies, and you have to walk further to get to chests. So I don't get the Earth hate at all.
They come in packs. Lobsters, ghosts, gray sharks can cause problems. I mean, Sea Shrine can do some damage to you. Speaking of Sea Shrine, headed that way now towards the waterfall is Tristal.
Yep, he's going to do waterfall. Have we stopped to see Melman magic yet? I'm sure we have, because we have a slab translate.
Yes, we have. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. I know there was a couple. It was maybe fast. I'm not exactly sure. It came by very fast, literally.
But no warp or exit still?
Warp was, I believe, in Crescent Lake at level 6. It might have been 5, but I know Tristal MTG does have warp, and he's got charges of it.
So that waterfall play is not such a bad move then.
Right, exactly. And I'm going to go ahead and agree with you, Falconic. I do think this time as well, It'd probably be the best case scenario if the chime is in the waterfall for Edge Figaro, opening up that world a little bit more, and a little bit more exploration will be needed to continue in this game.
So the real question now is, where does Edge go? What's his next move? Looks like he's still doing the key lock chest here. It's not a bad play. I think you said he found, Tristal found a good chunk of money. I don't think there was anything else too important over at Northwest Castle. We'll find out.
Good chunk of money, and there was Aegis.
Aegis.
Yeah. 2 incentivized locations remain. It is the waterfall, which Tristal MTG is about to find out what that is, and the ice cave. Neither player has entered the ice cave yet. We are right now missing the chime, the herb, the loot, and the rod. We think that the herb will certainly lead to one of those, and we certainly feel that the chime is available in one of those 2 locations as well.
We'll find out here shortly. Tristal should be on his way over to the robot. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that it is the chime, and then we get to see a little bit more of the Mirage Tower dive, see what's in there. We're still looking for 2 ribbons, and like you mentioned earlier, some weapons. We really need some weapons.
Level 5 black magic. There is warp. Warp was level 5. Second slot. It was learnable by the red mage, but we're past that right now. Edge Figaro's translating his slab. We'll see if he can stay away from potentially turning that in. It turns into the adamant, which yields the bridge. If he can stay away from that fetch quest, it will save him some time. It cost Tristal some time that was completely useless. We'll see if he does that. Maybe makes a play on the ice cave here.
Possible. Tristal over here giving some fan service. Anyone that's dragon armor and waterfall. Tristal doing just a little bit of a dip to kind of go out of his way to spot that out of bounds bat. So there's a little bit of points. There's the herb. Here's the herb from Robot.
I wouldn't think that Tristal leaves this area. I would think that he heads directly into the Sea Shrine. I can't see any reason to go ahead and leave. I have seen that reason before. Will Bloodworth, we agreed on that about a few days ago. I can't remember the situation, but there are situations to where you can double dip this area and it makes sense and it paid off for both runners at that point in time. Tristal's not going to do that. I think this is the right play. He's going to fill up on heal potions. He's going to the Sea Shrine.
Now, the real question is going to be, does he make the play that I think you and I would make and go left? Or is
I would go left.
Check out the mermaids. He's got the key, so if he does go right, he can check out TFC as well. But yeah,
Tristal is aware. Tristal is aware that there's 4 items that are loose. He's got 3 of them. He knows that. The standard play would be certainly that myself and Falconic agree with. Head toward Kraken, try to pick up that loose item there. If that doesn't work, then you go see the ladies.
Yep, but we're 0 for 2 on that, and we'll find out soon if we're going to be 0 for 3.
We are. Edge Figaro has made the choice to go ahead and turn in his translated slab. He is going to pick up the adamant that will yield the bridge. If Edge Figaro can stay away from this, it will help him a lot. We'll see if he can do that.
Yeah, it will. And Tristal on his side, not skipping a single chest. He's hitting everything along the way. I just can't imagine he's going to make the same mistake they did in game 1. So Edge really needs some lucky breaks his way, or just a really, really rough endgame in TOFR.
Question from Vigil in chat. What are the enemy stats? 150% max and down to 67%.
Yeah, pretty tame still so far. I think that's going to ramp up here in I think the Final Four, if not the finals.
Yeah, 200% coming up. I believe it's the Final Four.
But if you're a fan of higher percentages, come join us in Discord and play some of the Saturday, Sunday night shenanigans where we ramp it up to 300, 400, 500%.
Oh gosh, we've got some things that we're working on, fans. We haven't showcased them yet. We want to polish them up and make them presentable to you, the fans. Certainly at Randomania, we're working on myself and Falconic as a team. We got Trap Tile Shuffle. That's pretty much getting towards live. What was the new feature you had? Was it the buy 10 in?
So there's a few new features that got pushed to alpha here recently. There's the buy 10 at the Oasis, the Caravan. The select screen where you rearrange your characters is now super fast. So no more slow dragging. But my favorite, absolute favorite. There's a new game mode in shortened Topher, actually in any Topher, where we put the fiends as trap tiles on the way to chaos. You've got 2 to the left, 2 to the right. So you have to make a decision which direction you want to go. You could fight Lich and then carry. You could fight Tiamat, Kraken. You never know. So that's actually on the alpha site now. We're going to see how that goes. That's the one I'm most excited about.
Different options. We'd certainly like to thank our dev team for that. At Nits with a double underscore behind it. Meridian BC, one of our favorites. Trope, Mr. Trope, Retardapans in there. All these people that do so much work, constantly working on it. We work with them hand in hand. We do play testing, all this other crazy stuff to bring it to you, the fans, and certainly anyone that wants to play it, just improving this, giving options, different things that we can certainly enjoy our favorite 30-year-old game.
Yeah, 30-year-old game. Last night we had 7 or 8 people playing co-op together. Power Gauntlet spotted by Tristal. So again, not skipping any chests, and it's really paying off. He's getting pretty rich here when it comes to gear. Still could use a better weapon maybe. And,
Yes.
That 4th loose item. He's not going to miss it. This man's not skipping anything.
Tristal is headed toward Kraken. I like this play. I think that's a good move. He has picked up the Power Gauntlet. Going back to last night, we had 5 teams of 2 in our very, very alpha, very primitive game. 5 teams of 2 playing against each other. 10 people, 5 teams of 2 battled it out. We played another game after that, and then we did a 7-player cooperative game, and it was an absolute blast. Something that we're going to try to bring to you fans here sometime in the future. It's going to be great, but like I said, very, very alpha, very, very primitive, and we're still working on it. It's going to be one.
Yeah, we've check out a few of the VODs on our channels there. You'll be able to watch that. 7 people, 1 team, everyone going in different directions. I think we got the entire game beat in about 24 minutes. It was fantastic.
Links are up in the chat right now. Myself, Will Cleosis, Falconic FF, the Enforcer. We have those VODs in our history if that interests you at all. We can certainly tell you that it is Falconic, it's us. It's certainly not representative of anyone else.
Oh, yeah.
It is us. You can hear us talk, actually. Myself and Falconic were on a team last night. We played, for instance, edgefigaro, actually, and I think it was Demon Frog?
Demon Frog, edgefigaro, we had Moist Mogwai, we had Papa Foys.
And you can actually watch me and Falconic play together. You can see me play, but you can hear me and Falconic talk and discuss and strategize, something that we're going to try to...
There's the weapon we were talking about.
Oh, boy.
And Power Bonk on the same floor.
Not the loose item Tristal MTG wanted, but he'll take it. Oh, I'll take that too. We're going to get richer.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, opal bracelet. It's not like that. And a gold
bracelet.
Are you kidding? This is just embarrassing.
Wow. The rich get richer. edgefigaro has entered the waterfall area. Tristal MTG is in the Sea Shrine, honing in on Kraken. He's got the Power Gauntlet. He's got the Opal Bracelet. Now he's got the Masmoon. And he's got the lead.
And he's got the spellcasters with Nuke, Fade, Life 2. I mean, all around. Everything's paying off for Tristal. Every move he's making is the right one. Every piece of gear he picks up is one that he desperately needs. And yeah, he just needs the loot and the rod. And then this one is going to be quick work.
Well, he's got the herb. And I would certainly think that turning that in yields either the loot or the rod, and then the Ice Cave adventure would yield that other one. And I would bet your paycheck, Falconic, that the champion of the first Final Fantasy Randomizer tournament and co-champion of the league, Tristal MTG, knows exactly that.
Oh, yeah. Dragon Armor for Edge. It's nice to see that when you got 2 knights. He's got Age of Shield, he's got Opal, so his knights are looking pretty geared. Gets rid of that steel armor, so that's good.
I would think edgefigaro makes the same play. He unfortunately did the quest of Lefane back to Dwarf Cave, so maybe that can work out for him, because then he knows that there's only one item out there that's left with the Ice Cave behind him. He makes the Kraken play. Maybe he can, stay in the division here in this match.
Yeah.
get the Power Gauntlet and the Mazmoon, and it's been talking about in chat. Future Fantasy has said it a couple times. We're looking at a scenario here to where his opponent would struggle and Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Yeah, you have to hope for something silly that it's not going to happen. But Tristal, leaving right now without checking, he's not going to do that. But that's what you have to hope for if you're Edge, is that Tristal just forgets, doesn't think about it, moves on, goes somewhere else. But I would imagine, yeah, it looks like he's going to res up that the down character, and here he goes.
Yeah. It's going to go to Tristal MTG. Lights his second orb now. He's defeated Kraken. I would think that he rolls back into the ladies.
Yeah, you have to, especially after we've talked about this a couple times now. After the match 1, where he forgot the key because he decided not to check a chest, he's going. Everything's getting checked off. He's not leaving till it's done.
Level 13 now for edgefigaro as he's walking out of the waterfall. Tristal with a lead. I believe he's around level 19 at this point. He's got a gear lead. He's got a 1 orb lead at 2-1. He's got a knowledge lead.
Why is Edge walking out of the waterfall? He's been to Melman. He's seen Warp.
I know he bought it, but he just got to level 13. I don't think did he have any level 5 charges live?
It's possible. I mean, you could say that he just wanted to pick up a couple fights here, but Waterfall's not the place I want to take fights.
No, I don't want to do that. It'd be like going to Ice Cave for fights. Who wants to do that? I mean, I'd rather go to the dentist.
Yeah, it's almost as crazy as diving Volcano and taking on Carry at level 5. Nobody would do that.
By the way, Final Fantasy Randomizer and Randomania fans, in this cooperative mode that we are working on to bring to you, the fans, and certainly, potentially, to all of everybody, you can play with me, potentially, if Iconic. We had a player that didn't know any better, took on Carrie, the Fiend of Fire at level 5, and took down Carrie. A very good job. Yeah.
Took her down. And she also we were doing the, I think it was during the 7-player co-op where we were all diving into Topher. Decided that, I don't have levels, but it's Topher time. Let's jump in at level 11. And actually took out Lich 2, got all the way to Carry 2 before wiping at level 13.
Oh, what a great play by that wonderful lady that she is here in Final Fantasy Randomizer. Meanwhile, Tristal has picked up a couple things, an Ice Sword. I think it was a Flame Armor, but not what he's looking for so far yet here in the Mermaids.
Nope, but go ahead and get your catchphrase out, because there's the rod. There's the rod. So Rod's the 4th loose item. But he made a veteran move in going to the Mermaid side, and he skipped the entire floor that TFC was on to come straight for the Mermaids.
Mm-hmm.
So that if nothing did show up here, then he can go back and check those.
That's right.
Pick up for him, but yeah, just a smart move. Obviously, he's still just checking the one chest there, just because it was right there. But he's found his 4th loose item, so now it's go mode. He knows that the last item left is the loot.
Yep. He knows where it is. It will be located in the Ice Cave.
Yep. So Ice Cave's going to give loot, and Tristal is ready to no longer check any more chests.
Mm-hmm. And if you're new to the community or new to watching this, or if you're watching this 6 months after, here we are in the middle of July in 2018, look at what Tristal MTG just did. He made the correct play, went to the Kraken side first, looking for one item, didn't find it, went back to the Mermaids, bypasses multiple chests in the floor before. Viconic just talked about it, checks the Mermaids, finds what he wants. Now he doesn't have to check before and have to do all that walking around. That's why this man won the first inaugural tournament. That's why he's the co-champion of the league, and he's poised and he's in a lead right now, looking to eliminate one heck of a player in edgefigaro to try to get to the Elite 8.
Ooh, a little bit of a shakeup. Herb led to loot, which means Chime is going to be an Ice Cave. So Ice is next.
Mm-hmm.
He'll get the Chime and Ice, but he's got the luxury of using the Warp Trick and then getting the heck out of there. No reason other than maybe ribbons, but you have Wall at level 3, and
Mazmoon defense. I wouldn't see Tristal doing anything other than the Warp Trick.
Yeah, Warp Trick, get out.
Mm-hmm.
You've got potentially the validation chests. There's a couple easy to pick up chests here in the Earth Cave that could yield a ribbon. But one ribbon and Wall, I think he would dive toe for no problem with just what he has now.
We are nearing the 1 hour mark now in a few seconds here. Tristal MTG headed to the Earth Cave, looking to light his third orb. We're missing one key item, but we know where that is. Tristal knows where that is. edgefigaro made an early move. He headed to Marsh Cave. It did not pay. He got the floater 15 minutes after Tristal Falconic, somewhere in
Yeah,
there.
give or take.
Mhm.
Edge, though, obviously he didn't make the right routing decisions. The ones he made didn't work out for him. But the man, if you're gonna lose and
Mhm.
be kicked out of a tournament, if it were me, I want to go out swinging. And I think
Yes.
the move on carry and the dive to Marsh and all these other risks, that's Edge is swinging for the fence. So
Yep, that's the way to do it. Play your game, make a move, and don't be, I should have done this. You know what? I was thinking about that. Do it. And if you lose, and you lose to Tristal MTG, I say thank you. Power Gauntlet has been picked up for edgefigaro now. He's making the same exact play. It's the correct play that Tristal did. He's going to pick up his Mazmoon pretty quick. Also the Opal Bracelet, so he will have the same sort of gear. He's just behind.
yeah, and as bad as the lead looks right now for Tristal, he does have good gear. Topher could very well be the thing that kind of evens us up. So if he has any kind of trouble, Edge has the speed and the ability to close this gap. Stranger things have happened.
They have. Absolutely. There's been upset. There's so many upsets this tournament. We talked about it earlier. We're going to have a new player that's been playing this game for 6 weeks. 6 weeks competitively is going to be in the final four. All these crazy things are happening. I've seen crazier. And edgefigaro ever coming back to win a game, that's never going to surprise me. The talent that this future champion has.
Yeah, Edge, if he continues to improve his game, if there's any more of a ceiling for him to hit or to approach than what he's already at now, he's going to be deadly. The guy's already taking some of these races by storm.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be fun to watch. Tristal, obviously, already on top of his game. Really, really hard person to beat. But Edge he's one of the new breeds of elite players, so it'll be fun to watch for sure.
The one loss that Tristal MTG took earlier in the tournament, do you think that kind of enraged the dragon a little bit?
You might have awoken the sleeping dragon a little bit, but then again, I think Tristal probably appreciated that, because sometimes you get so good at something, the lore kind of builds around you that everyone gives these great expectations. To have that loss, especially at, what was that, week 2? I think it was pretty early, to get that out of the way, to kind of get people to go, okay, he is beatable. Yeah, you think that. You keep thinking Tristal's beatable, because if you don't put in your practice like Mr. Wilkloses did, you're not going to beat him. He just doesn't make mistakes. He routes well. He menus very well. He makes great battle decisions. There's just not too many flaws in his game for you to pick apart.
Tristal was in the finals of the Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament against a gentleman named High Spirits. High Spirits took that match. Watch these two guys menu, and you'll be blown away. I couldn't do it in a video that I sped up as fast and as good as those guys are at the execution of menuing.
Yeah, they've got task bots drooling. It's insane how quick they are. So we're finally seeing Ice Cave here on Tristal's side. He's going to pick up the chime. He's got his third orb lit. We are just past the 1 hour mark, so blazing fast, even for these flags. I think in Swiss you were seeing people finish quickly around 110 to 120. These flags have been a little bit different. You start to see closer to 130 for the faster seeds, upwards of 145, 2 hours for some of the more typical trolley seeds. We're sitting here at 1 hour and 3 minutes, and Tristal's making his move for the chime, and he'll have his orb lit within, I gotta say, 10, 15 minutes tops. So we're going to see Topher dive potentially at about the 1 hour, 15, 120 mark.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Impressive.
Yeah, very impressive, considering this isn't technically as Shy would call it, a yet seed. They had to go sailing to find that floater. Oh, second ribbon found for Tristal on the right chest of the 3 with the holes. So there you go. Chime, ribbon. He's got 2 ribbons. He's in go mode.
Rich get richer.
The Vorpal yet, but he's got everything else. All All right, Edge making his way. I believe he is about to be taking on Kraken. So 3 orbs to 1. That's just, it shows you how fast Tristal is. Tristal's blazing right now. Edge, at just past the hour, about to pull his second Fiend for these flags. That's still fast in and of itself.
Hmm.
Tristal saving up. Go ahead.
I would definitely agree. Go mode. Tristal, I would think, has just confirmed go mode. He's skipping the first floor of Mirage Tower.
Oh yeah, no, Tristal's not checking anything else. If he checks the 4 chests just before the maze, I would be very, very surprised. He's not going to stop for anything, and he has no reason to.
Tristal armor-wise has the dragon. He's got an opal bracelet, a white shirt. Weapon-wise, the defense sword and the versatile Basmode. It's not quite the Vorpal, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Quite, yeah. He's got gold bracelets. He's got pro rings. If this were Edge, if the races were flipped right now and Edge were in Tristal's position, Edge would more than likely still be checking chests to try to get a better weapon for that second night.
Mm-hmm.
But Tristal, with the party makeup he's made, and it's one he's used quite a bit. It's a very safe play, and it just plays to how it lends itself to his play very well. It covers all the bases. You're not going to make a mistake on missing out a spell. So you take a guy that doesn't make mistakes, you give him a party that doesn't allow mistakes. That's what you do. So it's a gamble by Edge to have 2 knights, and unfortunately, so far it hasn't paid off because we're missing that second weapon. So.
edgefigaro does light his second orb. He dispatches Kraken very quickly. Tristal MTG now, with a rocket pack on, has making quick work of the Mirage Tower, and he's starting to fly through the floating fortress now.
Yeah, this is about a 3 to 4 minute dungeon if you're in go mode. So. Who knows though? I mean, there are still a few curveballs that can be thrown Tristal's way. Maybe maybe if chat tries hard enough, we can summon one of our old buddies on the Bridge of Destiny.
Chat? Could Warmech show up? Do you want to see Warmech? Get your Bless RNGs out. Let it know. Could that be a potential early equalizer? We don't know. Tristal MTG skipping the 4 chests on the left. He's really got the pedal to the metal here.
I told you, I'd be surprised if he checked it at all. There's just no reason to. Oh, there they are. So the Bless RNG's coming out through chat. So
they come.
Just to make things interesting, let's try for a little commentator's curse. I want to see Nuke from a Warmech. I want to see a spell that doesn't care about your ribbon.
Crab Cakes wants Warmech. Smashy's in there. Smashy's calling for Warmech, Falconic.
Yeah, we've got Moist Mogwai doing her best impression of what I would imagine is a Warmech head there. I think it's a robot. We need to get some Warmech emotes in there, but that's hers. So Tristal fight some metal slimes. We're gonna see.
Metal slimes. Hash Bandicoot's in here. Future Sight wants it. He's calling for nachos. Looking for the Warmech now. edgefigaro headed toward his rod now. More metal slimes for Tristal MTG with the pedal down to the floor. He's gonna take this fight. Nuke him straight down. Look at the experience that Tristal MTG gets here. The pedals to the floor, yet he gets 700 experience, level 21 for 2 of his warriors on the way here. Good choice by Tristal.
Yeah, he's done everything he needed to get ready for TOFR. No Warmech, unfortunately, on Tristal's side, so he's gonna have to hope for a rougher endgame.
We're not sure if we saw Death Touch on the bones earlier. They may have had it. We haven't seen any unrunnables to make a note of. We haven't seen anything too potentially dangerous that could cause trouble. I don't know if that's good or bad for our players, but it's definitely an unknown at this point in time for the upcoming Temple of Fiends Revisited.
And that's something that that can get away from you. You're so used to playing a randomizer where imps or something early has something bad, and when that happens, it kind of alerts you to say, okay, well, at least I've seen it and I know it's gone. The real problem is when you don't see it, because then it's very easy to forget, I haven't seen anything nasty yet, and then all of a sudden TOFR pops up and there it all is.
Yeah, you want to see, because there's a nuke floating around. edgefigaro has picked up his rod in the mermaids now. There's a nuke floating around, in the regular enemy pool, and when you get an iguana that hits you with nuke, you just reset out. The iguanas are going to pop up again only in the volcano, and that information is there, and you like that information. Here, you don't have that much.
Nope, Tristal showing a little bit of a mistake. It's not much at all. It's about the only type of mistake you're going to see. he was landing over at Topher and then realizes I don't have all of my heal potions. Let me go down to Canary. All right, so you are 4 orbs to 2. Still haven't gotten loot from Elfland Castle. Still don't have Chime for Edge. Yeah, I think I have to agree with chat. This is more than just one Topher wipe of a lead right now. It's closing in on 2 full Topher wipes, and you're talking max Topher all the way at the end.
Tristal MTG has entered the Temple of Fiends Revisited at 1 hour and 10 minutes now. He's got the gear, level 21 and at least 2 of his Light Warriors.
Yeah, and that's only half the story. He's got the orbs, he's got the levels, he's got the gear, everything. I mean, it's all in his favor. Everything worked out with what he decided to do, and that's not by accident. A lot of times you might kind of watch these races and think, man, that guy got really lucky there with that turn encounter, or he didn't see what the other guy saw. And sometimes that does make or break a race, but Tristal did everything right to set himself up here. This is work being done. This is practice put in that caused all this.
edgefigaro has entered the Earth Cave now. I've got to think that he's going to be pedal to the floor and gassing it up here. Tristal's going to check for the 3rd ribbon in the validation chest. Does not find it. I can only think that that's really the only piece that's missing, other than, of course, the mystical Vorpal.
The Vorpal. The sword that don't care none about your absorb.
Yeah, it doesn't care about that.
Something I've been trying to route in on some of my practice runs here lately. The chest just south of Carry 2. They're not as far out of the way as you might think.
No, they aren't.
I like picking them up. If you're down a weapon here, I mean, he's got the Mazza, but if you're down a weapon and a 3rd ribbon, you've got to feel good about your time. You're sitting here at 1 hour and 10 minutes in, 1 hour 11 minutes in, you're already making your dive. It wouldn't be the weirdest thing in the world to see Tristal dive. I don't think he ever will, because he's way better than me, and that's a move I would do. I wouldn't be surprised.
You know, another thing with diving, at least the top 2 chests on the carry floor, is that you get a lot of Agama encounters. Sometimes they're paired with the red giant. Obviously, there's gray worms and such in there too. But you can take out those Agamas. That's a pretty good experience. Could jump you another level while giving you the other 2 chests. edgefigaro's in trouble now. He's up against the Eye Mages here in the Earth Cave. edgefigaro is stun locked. It's trance from the Eye Mages. edgefigaro is hurting here. He has got to get out of this.
You got 2 cure there. I don't think they were hitting with anything other than trance, so it's really just a time loss.
Stinger now from the Eye Mages. edgefigaro gets off a harm 4 from the Knight. Nice play from edgefigaro. He gets it. He gets out of that right now. 18 now for.
So you actually brought up a good point there. Tristal is level 22 with the Knight wielding the Mazza. If he gets to 24 before these bosses, he gets an extra swing.
He does.
In my mind, that makes it worth checking a few chests.
If you just noticed, Tristal just whacked the Mazmoon at this guy named Lich, who gets no respect whatsoever. And Tristal got 4 hits with the Knight and the Mazmoon. If he gets to level 24, that's going to be a 5th hit. Pretty important, or can be, certainly, a potential deal breaker late in this game.
Yeah, late this far into the game, obviously another hit means more damage, but more importantly, against some of these bosses that could have high evasion, another hit means another chance at a crit, high absorb as well. So just having an extra hit in there gives you the potential to roll out that crit that actually applies some meaningful damage past the 5 hits, 5 damage, something like that.
Tristal has made his way to carry 2 now, showing a little bit of respect, putting his Knight down in the 2nd slot.
Yeah, you'll if you watch any of Tristal's races, after Lich, he starts respecting every fiend. I think you might see that fighter move further and further south, come Kraken's floor or Tiamat's floor.
Tristal attacking carry now. Carry fires back with rub that's ineffective. A nuke, a fade. Here comes another nuke from Tristan now. Eat this, carry, for 366. Down goes carry 2.
I like that play. Get it over with quick. You do spend 1 fade, 1 nuke, but that plus some Mazza, you can get rid of carry within 1 round. If she had nuke or nuclear, he'll never see it.
If Warmech had nuclear, Cure 4 is in the pool. You won't know that. You won't have. edgefigaro has lit his third. He's still missing. Did he do Ice Cave?
He has not done Ice Cave. He's going to turn in now and get his loot. So he still has yet to do the last Fiend, and he's got to go to Ice Cave still. So there's his loot pickup. Tristal running from Gray Sharks and Big Eyes when he is close to picking up an extra hit.
To pick up an extra hit. Interesting decision. Looks like Tristal's going to try to close this one out. He's honing in on Kraken 2 now. I can't tell you how many times Kraken 2 has ended my run in this game.
Yeah, Kraken 2, much like a bull sees red, Kraken sees white, and here we are with a white wizard. It doesn't really matter where you put the white wizard. It really doesn't. Kraken's going to find her.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what happens now. Round 1. Tristal MTG versus Kraken. Oh, right off the bat, it's a nuclear skill, Valconic. Look out!
Yeah, it feels pretty bad. Throws the nuke back out. Here comes another fade.
Boy, a fade for 300. The Knight with the Mazmoon for 397. Tristal attacking Kraken 2 now. 128 from a nuke. Round 2.
Yeah, no absorb, no evade on Kraken's side. He's already swinging hard with that knife.
He's going to try to heal with heal 3 and fire off a couple nukes. Here's a nuke for 171. He got him! Kraken 2's down.
Got some good nuke and fade rolls there. Hit pretty hard with the Mazmoon. Again, it's another one of those gambles that you could go into that fight and play defensively, but you can't defend against nuclear in a Kraken that wants to hit you for 500. So playing it aggressive here paid off really, really well.
Yes, it did, definitely. Tristal's onto the Echo of the Floating Fortress now. Rearranges his parties, taking on Tiamat 2, trying to end this, trying to win the second of this best of 3 and move on to the Elite 8. He's one Fiend away from the Ultimate Fiend.
Find out here soon if Tiamat 2's got some spells to bring to the party. Ice 2, the first one out, that tickles. Yeah, you got the pass off on the black. Oh, so we got a little bit of we got some absorb here on Tiamat. 7 hits, only 129 from the Knight.
Tristal is going to put up some more evasion now. Dual invisibility 2's coming along with some attacks. Here's a nuke for $186.
Yeah, I like this. As soon as he saw that fasted Knight was only doing around 200, now's the time to go ahead and start buffing up your party. But there goes the White Wizard. Tiamat didn't enjoy the White Wizard putting out the Invis 2 shirt. Had to take care of that.
414 from the Knight. A nuke for 360. Down goes Tiamat 2.
So that single life spell, only one spell picked up for that red mage. And it's the only one he needs.
Wow.
That's reminiscent of Babe Ruth calling a shot there. You got a red mage. You didn't have a weapon for that red mage, technically. You buy one spell, and it's the one spell that you... Wow.
As Tristal MTG moves forward now, closing in, he's on the floor of Chaos, the Chamber of Chaos. edgefigaro still did not have Warp. He's got his key item. It's the Chime. He's got it out of the Ice Cave. He's doing a little shopping. He still needs to do the Floating Fortress and Mirage Tower. Tristal MTG's game to win. He's moving around the ribbon. Look at that. Veteran move here. The ribbon is on the Knight. The Knight's going to be his killer, it looks like.
Yeah. Smashy pointing out, yeah, that was more than likely his Knight. I can't imagine that he did go the entire game. There it is. Yeah, it was the Knight. So a little bit of a stutter on my screen. I saw him on the Red Wizard, but it was the Knight with the life. Great pickup there.
Defense sword in its ruse casting. He is starting to protect himself now. Ruse. Slow to... Did that... What happened?
I think slow 2 landed on the White Wizard.
White man. White Wizard. Temper charges. No different strategy from Tristal now. He's going to use the Knight. Going to try to protect the Knight as much as he can and use the Knight to attack Chaos.
Yeah, this is the right play because we haven't seen Cure 4 yet. So until you have that fighter or that Knight buffed all the way up, throwing out nukes and fades could be a potentially huge waste of...
Multiple tempers. Here comes the Knight. 806 after 6 hits. 806 into Chaos now. Continues to temper. More tempers on Tristal. It's only a matter of time now.
Chaos doesn't seem to have absorb, evade, and not hitting very hard at all.
A nuke for Tristal for 121. Tristal fires another fade into Chaos now for 90. Another nuke from Tristal. Eat this, Chaos, for $133.
And there it is. So SRL time of 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 22 seconds. He's He did the out of bounds bat, and he just got some more fantasy points for whoever picked him. That is a sub 120 finish.
Wow.
I gotta say that's more impressive than his 110 finish in Swiss.
I'm gonna agree, definitely. Good, clean race by Tristal. He did everything right. He picked the right spots. He just execution. Tristal's talking right now. We're in contact with Tristal MTG. He's saying that everything went right for him. And when everything goes right for a player of that caliber, with that execution and that skill, whew, good luck.
Yeah. I mean, the dude's a robot, so if the game doesn't throw some twists and turns, he's not going to make any mistakes himself. It leads to a sub 120 on the Sweet 16 flag. That's insane.
Mm-hmm. edgefigaro continuing on now. His run here, and it's been a great run, will end at the Sweet 16 with a loss to the defending champion Tristal MTG. He's going to continue on. He's got a good time going here. I mean, we're looking right around entering the Temple of Fiends, right around 123, 124 or somewhere in there, probably actually sooner. So a good classy move here from edgefigaro, playing this out, respecting his opponent. Going to try to do that. We're going to try to get Tristal MTG in here, certainly to talk about this race. We'd like to thank Randomania, Minochi85 stepping in, doing the restreaming, Falconic stepping in to work with Nucleosis, Steve Vorpal, the game changers here, the Hangry Canuck taking care of the tracking. Thank you for bringing us into your home tonight, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans and Randomania fans.
So Edge, like you said, showing a classy move. It's his last hurrah here in the tournament, so he's going to finish it up here. At this point, chat, maybe be a little forgiving. Maybe don't put out those blessed RNGs.
If I know anything about Edge, he wants Warmack, and he wants to take Warmack out. What do you think?
I wouldn't be surprised if he walks around a little bit just to go hunting for one.
Mm-hmm.
But great race. We talked about it. An hour 30 is fast. An hour 30 in
Swiss
Sweet
was
16
good.
flags was
Right.
comparable to 110 from Tristal and Swiss.
Mm-hmm.
He's still pushing for that. So.
Speaking of Tristal, our winner tonight, Tristal MTG, has joined us here in the commentary booth. Tristal, it's Will. GG's, congratulations. How do you feel about the game?
Oh, I'm so hyped for getting sub 120. That feels so great. Everything went perfect this seed.
Now, you've played a lot of practice. You've obviously played a couple. Is that your personal best in this Plague set?
Yeah, it's not even close. I think, honestly, my personal best was the first race, like 144 or something like that. So, yeah, be 25 minutes faster than that. Yeah, shows you what happens when I'm not on a crazy, full clear item hunt.
Tristal, GG, it's Falconic. It was very apparent very early. You were not going to make that same mistake again. You were checking every chest, and it just seemed like every chest that you checked along the way, the chests that were out of the way just kept paying off. That water floor, the NC Shrine, was just loaded.
Oh, yeah, it was hit after hit after hit. Masmune, Opal Bracelet, Gold Bracelet for my Red Mage. Everything was there. It was awesome to find.
The only hiccup that I could see in this match and for your run, Tristal, would have been the nuclear potentially doing some damage into you. I don't... Was there anything else that made you nervous at all?
There was one fight where something had thunder and it left my knight and my white wizard alive. That was a little bit close, but that was really the only thing that even made me hold my breath. Pretty much everything was super easy. I didn't see any of the fiends have nuke, just the one nuclear, so it really wasn't too tough.
I think it was hyenas that threw that thunder out at you and got you pretty close.
Yep, that's the one. Yeah, that's always an interesting fight because there's 3 different enemies there, so chances are pretty good something's going to have something silly there.
Mm-hmm. Tristal, the talk of the Sweet 16 has been the Red Dragon bracket, and I think it's deserved. edgefigaro and yourself, Fuchsia Fantasy, and Edgeworth. Edgeworth has moved on. You're going to move on to play Edgeworth. Any thoughts or early feelings now that you know who your opponent is and that you have made it into the Elite?
Yeah, well, I'm grateful to make it past edgefigaro because he is obviously one of the elite runners as well. But yeah, as soon as we saw the pairings for this bracket, all 4 of us knew it was just going to be insane. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to the matches against Edgeworth, but they're definitely going to be tough. It's gonna be a slugfest.
When you picked up that canoe from the Sages, did you have any hesitation at all towards whether or not you were going to go possibly ice or volcano versus making the play that you did that really paid off over to ordeals?
Certainly not ice. I think I was like level 8 at the time I picked up the canoe, or 7 or 8 or something like that. So to do ice, you really have to grind a bit more than that, especially when you don't have warp or exit. Volcano is a thought, and I see a lot of people doing that, but I just don't feel like I want to take 2 trips without the airship. And to try just going there at level 8 and grinding on stuff on floor 2 while you clear the treasure chests, that's not really my style. I'd rather go to Ordeal or Waterfall or something that's fairly easy, get a couple levels on the way, and just hope that works out.
The only real route divergence, edgefigaro was behind you most of the way by a decent amount. In gear, obviously, when you hit Sea Shrine first, and in time, and obviously orbs, edgefigaro made a move early on, and he jumped into Marsh Cave. Nothing. I mean, nothing. Maybe 3,000 total gold and a silver knife. So he did make that move. Cost him a little bit of time. Also, he did not go directly to Ordeals first. He went to the volcano. He did dig out the Oxyale and the TNT and made a bold move, taking on Carry with 2 light warriors, quad X after a nuke, very well played, to get the first orb. But he certainly tried, and that's what put him behind a little bit in the match, and spotted you a little bit of time. I think that we can all agree on that. And you just pedal to the metal, Tristal. I mean, just whip through this with your best time, and very well run, very well executed, and congratulations to you. You're moving on to the Elite 8.
Yeah, it feels awesome.
It seemed like you said, everything kind of played out very well for you. Your choices you made worked really well. We were talking about earlier, you made the decision to go to Ordeals. It worked out well. Had you gone Volcano and found Oxyale, it really could have led down a rabbit hole of just poor decisions. But of course, that didn't happen this time. As soon as you finished, Will and I were both talking. I think this is more impressive than your 110 Swiss. Which of the two do you think is the better showing for you so far?
Yeah, that's kind of a tough call. This one obviously is just such a huge leap from my PB on this flag set that probably this one is more impressive to me. But yeah, I mean, everything kind of went right this stage, or this race rather. It's not just that Floater happened to be in a good place in Ordeal. Even if I had found Oxyale, given what was in that the left half of Sea Cave, I mean, Mazmune and Opal Bracelet, and we had Nuke already, and even access to Fade. I don't even think Kraken would have been a problem. It would have been definitely interesting, but the only weird part would have been, I don't know if I would have had Warp at that point necessarily to get out of Mermaids, so that would have slowed me down a bit. But routing it in the way I did definitely worked out for me.
edgefigaro making a very, very classy move. Been eliminated. He's moving on. He's continuing the seed right now. He is go to him in just a minute. Tristal, I had a quick question for you. Being the defending champion, is that your goal in this tournament? Is to be the champion again?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds maybe a little arrogant or too much hubris, but you know, I didn't enter this tournament not to win it. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I know I'm capable, so it's just a matter of playing it out game by game and hoping I end up being the champion again.
Maybe we should set our goals that high. Maybe we can get here.
Yeah, if I find the Vorpal, it's a small victory for me in that match. So maybe.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah, sadly, no Vorpal Bonk combo for the fantasy folks this round, but sub 120, that's a couple points, right?
Yeah, speaking of which, we pointed out too in Waterfall, you took that extra step south, you did find the out of bounds bat. No exit here with this time, with the speed at which you had gotten to Chaos. If you had exit, is there a greater than 0 chance that you would have at least contemplated it?
No, I mean, the only real scenario where this happens is if exit is levels 1 through 3 and Knight learnable, and like Tiamat 2 kills everybody but a Knight or something like that. Then I might try to walk to the Chaos Chamber and exit out. And you know, you'll get levels, you'll get knowledge of what the Fiends are capable of, stuff like that. I probably wouldn't try to man mode it unless I had like Mazmune defense, power bonk, cure 4, or something like that, you know.
Edge Figaro is taking on Kraken 2 now. Got the nuclear, the skill from Kraken, just like Tristal did. Tristal took out Kraken 2 a little bit sooner now. Down goes the Black Wizard for Edge Figaro. Edge Figaro continues to attack now. Firing a nuke into Kraken 2 for a $138. There goes the Masmoon in the Night for 277. Down goes Kraken 2.
Unfortunately, Edge made a little bit of a different party setup than you. He went with the double knight and never did find really a quality second weapon. I think he's swinging.
Yeah, I'm noticing that right now. Is he using the ice sword? Because,
Yeah,
man, I found, like, every good sword.
He's got the defense sword, but, yeah, just the Mazza looks like ice.
I think this also might literally be the first time I've ever found Excalibur in a chest.
Time at 2 fight for Edge Figaro now. Finishing out this seed, showing the class of what I believe to be a future champion here in Final Fantasy Randomizer. Starting with the Power Gauntlet against Tiamat 2. Gonna raise some defenses with Invisibility 2. Trying to dodge Tiamat. There's a fast onto the Knight now. Tiamat not having it. Not today. No, the skill of Thunder he fires out into Edge Figaro now.
Yeah, one thing I really like with his party composition is that he's got the Masmoon wielder in the second position and not the first, so he's in less danger.
Yeah, I like the double knight. If you're gonna have a meat shield, I mean, what better class than another knight?
The Bane Sword from Edge Figaro is ineffective. Tiamat fires back with Ice 2. Down goes the Black Wizard again.
Well, the Black Wizard did his job. Fast went out, so.
Edge starting to attack now. There's a fade for 109. Here comes the Masmoon again. A lot of damage. 232 attack from Tiamat, melee attack, but only 3 hits, 3 damage from his top knight. But that's okay. His top knight's there to absorb hits. He's got high HP. There's another fade from Edge Figaro for 206. Down goes Tiamat 2 now. Level 20 for Edge Figaro.
Tristal blazed through with the time of 119. Edge is still putting up a fantastic time. This is on the faster end of times that you'll see in these flags. 130, that's the fast times, and then average we've been seeing around the 145, close to the 2-hour mark. So if that doesn't show you how well Tristal did tonight, Edge is still killing it. Fortunately, he just ran into a little bit of a tougher opponent.
Edge is in the same encounter table as Tristal. He gets past the Sorcerer fight right before the Chamber of Chaos. Edge jumping right into the Chaos fight. He's not stopping to do anything else. He wants this. You can see it in him.
We said it time and time again. Swing for the fences, man. You got nothing else left to lose. Go out on a high note.
Let's go, Edge. Using the Roost and the no, he's resetting. Fast wall. He's using the wall. He's only got the 1 ribbon.
Oh, interesting. He does.
Yeah, you picked up the second ribbon there in ice, and I don't think he checked. I think he got his chime and just warped.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I was actually debating if I wanted to just go up, fight the eye one time, and just take the incentive chest. You know, I'm like, you know what? I only have 1 ribbon. Maybe I'll find, you know, even just the black shirt would be fine. And oops, there's the second ribbon. So I am just straight go mode from there on.
More invisibility. Nuclear skill from Chaos. Now Chaos has nuclear.
So that's a nuclear out of freaking Chaos.
Nuclear out of Chaos it is. Another wall spell coming out from Edge Figaro now.
That's a shout out for Canuck, our tracker.
Angry Canuck, our tracker. Power Gauntlet now is being brought out by Edge Figaro. The tools start to come out of the chest now. Trying to finish off Chaos here. Here's the Masmoon from the Night. 7 hits for 650. Nuke. Chaos has nuke. Absolutely decimates Edge Figaro's party now. Two Light Warriors are down.
Come on, buddy. Come on.
Come on, Edge. He's down to the Masmoon of the Night. 633 is not enough. Chaos is still standing. Here comes another one. 887 to the King of Dark.
GG Edge did not give up. That's his farewell match here for the tournament, and what a way to go out. He made some early risks, some gambles. He took on Carrie with a level 8, I think it was, fighter and black mage.
Wow.
Just he tried it all. You can't feel bad. You lost, you're out, but man, you did everything you could, and he did it well.
Wow, Edge Figaro, look at that. Down to the Night and the Masmoon on the ropes. Chaos had him in a corner. Edge Figaro said, nah, not today, Chaos. Takes Chaos down after power bonking, the tempering. Edge Figaro with an SRL time, 1 hour, 33 minutes, 33 seconds, finishes off his 2018 Final Fantasy Randomizer tournament on a victory note over Chaos in a losing effort to Tristal MTG. We're going to see a lot of edgefigaro in the future, Falconic.
Yeah, surely are. 133 against anyone other than Tristal tonight. That's a winning time. It is. 133 is phenomenal for these flags. No, he's not going anywhere. He's been on a hot streak. I don't think tonight's loss did anything to hamper that. He's just going to continue to get better and better. Speaking of which, we have Edge in chat. GG Edge. See if he's got his mic muted here. All right, we'll work on that here. Talking to him in IRC, see if we can go. But yeah, sub 120. Edge was close to doing a sub 130 there. He would have gotten some fantasy points for people that picked him. Yeah, what a way to go. Absolute great race between both of you.
Yeah, we talked about it right in the beginning of the broadcast, Falconic. This Red Dragon bracket, I didn't want anything to do with it. And hats off to everyone in it. And to duke it out, the two people to move on, the two players, Edgeworth and Tristal MTG, going to battle it out now. I can't wait to see it.
It's going to be exciting for sure. Tristal facing one edge now. He's got another edge coming. It's not going to be easy at all.
Yeah, this is some kind of crazy end of Mega Man game boss rush thing. It's kind of nuts.
Tristal, while we're here and we have a moment, we're waiting for Edge. Your success in these games, what was your favorite game growing up?
Final Fantasy IV, actually, without a doubt. I actually, for whatever reason, I never managed to own the game until I was much, much older. But I rented that from Blockbuster probably like 20, 30 times. Just weekends spent just rushing through that game all the time. Love that game so much.
Mm-hmm. Mine was a 1A and 1B scenario with The Legend of Zelda and our game here, Final Fantasy. Falconic?
Yeah, I think Shadowgate was it was fun. Like I told you the story.
Oh yeah.
My first two games bought at the same time for my dad was Shadowgate and Final Fantasy, and we got to pick one. Couldn't open the other until you finished it. We opened up Shadowgate, unfortunately, and made the wrong move, so we opened Final Fantasy afterwards. But yeah, those two. Edge, you were coming through. GG.
GG. I didn't play a perfect race, but Tristal smoked me anyway.
You played great, man. 130, what was it, 133? That's a winning time against 98% of all the other. You did great.
It was worth it for that carry fight, in my opinion.
Oh, you had chat going
yeah.
absolutely insane. I think someone clipped that as well, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that.
We'll get to the carry fight in just a second, Edge. Tell me about the marsh play.
So I sort of game planned for not having a canoe, and being at Northwest Castle and needing to go to the Outer Sea, and it's expensive to go back to Marsh, and the only things that were available were Marsh, Earth, and the Old Man Chest, or the Old Men Chest, and then the two chests in the Dwarf Cave. So I knew I could clear it out rather quickly and reset out if it was a bus, and I didn't. I wanted to clear it out while I was in the area, because moving around by boat really sucks, and it didn't pay off, and that put me back 4 minutes, I want to say, that play.
It's about right.
But like I say, Tristal comes in 14 minutes on top, so I'm not sure it really matters.
The carry fight, we loved it. We kind of went back and forth about it. The chat went back and forth about it. How much of a factor did having the wizard staff play into that, or were you going for it anyway?
I didn't know what to do. The TNT shows up at the very beginning of that sequence, and I have 4 charges of nuke, and with 4 charges of nuke, I'm like, I can take down carry. I'm not really too worried. Then the giants show up and smash 2 of my characters. I'm like, well, I have to keep going to check all these chests because it's not worth it to leave at this point because I haven't gotten any experience. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go for it and see how it happens. And the wizard staff worked, and I won, and it was amazing.
It definitely was amazing. When you saw the first roll on the nuke, what was your decision? Was it your plan to hit Quad X after that, or were you going to fire another nuke, or was it just I'm going to erase this fiend?
I needed something. When the wizard staff missed, I'm like, I need something to attempt to like. In a moment, my black mage is going to die, and when my black mage dies, I'm dead. Like I have no chance. So I figured that was my best play. The wizard staff hit. I think as long as Carrie doesn't unconfuse herself, I might get another nuke and another quad X off. But my butt was clenched.
Yeah, I think she hit you with thunder on the first round, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. Both my characters stayed alive. Thank you, Ribbon.
Falconic.
Yeah, that ribbon came in handy. We were a little concerned. You found TNT. We were debating whether or not you were going to leave to go turn that in just to see if maybe that was going to give you the floater. But then you found the wizard staff, and I think I pointed out that potentially puts carry in play. And I think it was 20 seconds after I said that you could take out carry. You lost 2 of your light warriors. But then steps away from her, you actually menued and put that wizard staff on the knight, which I think most people wouldn't have thought to do, but that allowed you to do the wizard staff and the nuke, and then you got the quad X off. So just fantastic play. You had everyone going nuts over it, and we were saying if you're going to go out, if this is your last race for the tournament, man, you couldn't have swung any harder.
That was a fun fight, and that was my shining moment of this seed. Red Mage still didn't do it, but Black Mage came through.
Yeah, I'm actually a big fan of the party makeup that you had going with the double knight. Just seemed like that second weapon was kind of eluding you a little bit. Were you hoping maybe you found Excal in the chest somewhere?
I didn't care. The first knight did its job of standing in front and being fat and beefy and having life.
Yeah, it was a great move. Like I was saying, if you're gonna have a meat shield, what better meat shield than a knight that's got nothing but opal on? So
So the way the seed played out, I would have been better with the thief, but that was just because I ran too much at the beginning. And in hindsight, I needed to take a couple fights outside of Crescent Lake before I went to the volcano. And I think everything plays a lot better if I do that. But I didn't. So, and we got what we got, and Tristal smoked me. Tristal, how did you get 119? Can you tell me about your routing?
Sure. So I kind of did everything I could in the inner sea, other than go to Marsh. I didn't go to. That's not true. I didn't go to Volcano or Ice early. I took the canal. I went to Ordeal kind of right away and got the floater, and that sort of just opened everything up. And then I do my usual route of getting all the key items I can and taking out the orbs one by one. And luckily, my treasure gathering got me the 4 treasure chest items pretty quickly. I didn't have to full clear Earth or sky or something like that. So that was pretty much that. And then the left side of C was just a total smorgasbord, Masmune and Opal Bracelet and everything. So, we were geared up and ready to go from then.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well done. I wish you the best in going forward. I have you in my fantasy bracket. You're my replacement runner.
Yeah, I hope I get you a whole bunch of points.
You keep putting up sub 120s, checking out of bounds bats, full clearing key items. I think you're gonna make quite a few people happy.
I don't think you turned in the ruby though. I think Edge was the only one.
No, that I was just about to mention that. That's the one thing I did not feed the ruby in this seed. There really wasn't a reason to. So, yeah, sorry about that half point.
You made it up with the bat though. Just 2 steps south and you found it. So.
We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. We'd like to thank Random Mania for hosting us. You, the Final Fantasy Randomizer fans, for bringing us into your home tonight. Congratulations, Tristal MTG. He moves on now to the Elite Eight. He will face Edgeworth to decide a winner of that dreaded Red Dragon bracket. Edge Figaro. I talked about this earlier. I've said it a couple times. I'm going to say it again. I think you're a future Final Fantasy Randomizer champion. Great game. Great tournament. We'll see you again. What are your plans for the future?
I'm going to take a break from practicing Final Fantasy Randomizer for a little bit. Here in the past couple days, I've been testing co-op alpha. Here, like in the next 3 to 6 months or sooner, that'll probably be ready for release. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You sort of get I sort of get overloaded practicing for these seeds. I've been nervous for the past few days, and both of these runs I feel like show that. I've just been making small strategic errors. Playing Randomizer for fun is a lot different than playing Randomizer for perfect speed routing, and I'm excited to take a break from it for a little while.
But join us in the co-op, Edge. We want you. You need to join Team Vorpal here, the Game Changers, with Iconic someday.
Only
our winner...
if I never have to use the Vorpal.
Okay, we can make a deal on that. Our winner tonight, Tristal MTG. Final thoughts.
Yeah, I guess I'm looking forward to my match with Edgeworth, although it still sucks to be in this Red Dragon bracket. But yeah, I'm gonna do my best. Luckily, the next flags are just 2 forced party members. Everything else looks to be the same, so I don't have to do a whole lot of practice. I can just keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully I'll come away with some more wins.
Oh, believe me, we're all looking forward to the matchup, yourself, Tristal, against Edgeworth. The Hangry Canuck taking care of our tracking tonight. Thank you very much. Minochi85 stepping in to do the restreaming. My name is Will Cleosis. Falconic the Enforcer. Take us home.
All right, Minochi on the restream. Like you said, we had Hangry Canuck on tracker. Had a little bit of a hiccup at the beginning, but they overcame that pretty quickly. Edge, great running, fantastic race. Sorry to see you go. You're one of my favorites to watch. Tristal, what can I say? You're so fast, my computer's overheating. It's kind of nuts. Looking forward to seeing your race against Edge number 2. 2 Edge, 2 Furious for you. Randomania, thanks for having us, and hope everyone had a great night. This was fantastic to watch. We will catch you guys later.
Team Vorpal.